Okay, welcome to part 11 of Painting Your Storm Giant. And I'm just, I looked at some pictures of Gladiator, of Russell Crowe, which they're making a sequel to, as it turns out. And that was kind of my inspiration for this. At least that's kind of what I thought it looked like. I thought it looked like Russell Crowe and Gladiator. So I looked a little closer at some of the pictures, and I just thought, well, no harm. No harm in going back and changing things, right? Although I can't see, this is a thick paint, and it really needs a buildup afterwards. So, yeah, maybe there is a little harm. So, let's see. I was going through just talking about some of the different kinds of giants in the ordning. And the frost giants were a group of just, they just go pillage other groups of people for their supplies, since they don't make anything or forge anything of their own. And they live in the frozen tundras, the wilderness of the spine of the world, for the most part, out on the trackless sea, where it doesn't get a whole lot of sunshine. It doesn't get a whole lot of sunshine. Not a whole lot of palm trees. But that's where they make their home, the frost giants. So, and then I would say a little above the frost giants would be the fire giants. And you'll have to forgive me, because I'm really just going through these by memory, and I don't have the books in front of me or anything, but the fire giants in the ordning are, well, I think that they're sort of, oops, I'm way out of the focus here. I don't know what to say about them. I think I've said it all before. They're fairly certain that they're the highest form of sentient life, even though they're not the highest in the ordning, so to speak. I don't think that really interferes with their self-value or their self-opinion. The fire giants live in sort of like these giant forges, and they're master smiths. And they're trying to, in the campaign Storm King's Thunder, they're trying to reassemble all of these pieces of the Vonadad. And the Vonadad is essentially like a giant mech, like a kaiju. And the Pacific Rim movies. And so when they get all the pieces of that together, the fire giants are gonna unleash this huge dragon killing ancient war machine on the earth. So yeah, they're solid. They sort of think of humans as, nothing to be concerned about for the most part, is just sort of They're inconsequential. But they're a little higher up in the ordering than the frost giants, at least. And I think for obvious reasons, because they actually work a forge. When you think about it, that matters. I feel like, in terms of being able to produce things that are going to take your group of people further. Being able to forge ores into metals is just, I feel like that's a skill you want to have. So the fire giants they're a little crass. I feel like they're not the most I don't know. I guess they're not the most socially diplomatic people. There are giants. They just get things done with sort of the back of their fists, and very heavy-handed. I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't want to live around them. I wouldn't want them as my neighbor. Other than that, they are getting pretty high on the ordning in the terms of the giants and the rules that they follow. The fire giants are pretty high up there, but they're not getting to the highest yet. There's a oops. Got a little transparency there. That's not good. Just soak that right up. Oh my gosh. I'm swinging around paintbrushes here. Yeah. It'll destroy a lot of stuff. A lot of hard work if I'm not careful. I don't think any damage was done. Okay. After a while, the paint starts to dry in your brush, and you just gotta get it off of there and go back fresh. Just go get some new paint. It's starting to dry up and gunk up in the tines of your brush. You gotta let it go. All right. And then there's the cloud giants. And I might be wrong. I feel like the cloud giants are above the fire giants, but it could be the other way around. It could be. I don't have the literature in front of me. Like I said, I'm just going by memory here. But there's a group that are cloud giants, and they're sort of just trying to collect the ancient technologies left behind by the Asturian Empire. And so they're very much they're sort of like technocrats. They sort of, I guess you could say, they remind me of the Brotherhood of Steel, possibly, in the Fallout series, where they just are, looking to get those old magic relics left behind from a bygone age before anyone else can get their hands on them. So the cloud giants are interesting. And they have great collections of things. They also sort of remind me of like the Collector from the Marvel comics. Because they have all these exotic collections that they like to display. And one of their collectibles is masks. And they show different expressions with masks. So they sort of I think of like the Japanese snow plays, where they convey different emotions with different masks. So yeah, that's the cloud giants, and they collect things. They wear masks. They have lots of rich treasures, and they have floating castles in the sky as well that they sail around the world in. So and that kind of like, at least in the Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I was playing, led for a very memorable moment as Zephyr, one of the cloud giants, pulled up to the party in his floating castle, in his castle in the sky, and the party got to ride to the far off destination that they were on their way to in comfort. So yeah, cloud giants have floating castles in the sky. They can take gaseous form. They can turn into a cloud. What else? Yeah, they're eccentric. I think they're sort of benevolent, good group for the most part. I don't think that there's, as much to their discredit as it is with fire giants or frost giants. Or even stone giants. They seem to be a pretty decent lot. That being said, there are a few that are quite disreputable, to no good. So stick away from those ones. Yeah. Well, that's almost the top of the ordning. The storm giants here, of course, are at the top. These guys call the shots. They're large and in charge. They're to be respected, they're at the head of the ordning, but as it stands in this campaign, in Storm King's Thunder, and the one that this is kind of all for, the ordning's been shattered. So now there's no who's at the top and who's at the bottom. It's just sort of an all-out free-for-all. And they're all doing different things. All the giants are out doing different things to stay relevant in their bid for recognition from the Allfather. So there's all sorts of different things they're doing. The Hill Giants think that it's best for them to just, like, if they could just get really, really fat. They think if they could somehow just eat everything in sight, that they'll win respect. So that's their plan. At least one of them is planning to do that. And another group, the Stone Giants, they just want everything to be the same. They just want everything to just sort of stay the same all the time. So they're just gonna level all of the dwelling places of all of the small folk, and they're just going to destroy them, wipe them all out, and then they don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's their take on things. The Stone Giants are just planning to level all the cities, all the towns, take them all apart, and just sort of gain, get sort of a nice uniformity to everything. And the Fire Giants, like I said, they were just really about getting together that Vonadad, putting the Vonadad fragments back together, and then using their big mech to just decimate everything and everyone. Frost Giants, they want to wrap the earth in an endless winter. So they're looking for something called the Cone of Cold, or the Ring of Winter, sorry. The Ring of Winter. And, yeah, they just sort of have this guy's bloodline, but they don't know where the ring is. They just know that it belongs to this guy, and they have a drop of his blood. So they're looking for him. But yeah, the Frost Giants want to make it eternal winter. Surfing USSR. So that's what the Frost Giants are up to. And then there's, God, I keep doing this. I keep getting the paint all over the transparency here. Oops. So yeah, there's all sorts of different plans that they all have, and of course the Frost or the Cloud Giants, they just want to gather up all the ancient technology and put it to use. All right. Well, like I said, I kind of looked at the color scheme here, and although I really liked the gray, I could not see where it was ultimately going to go. So I've switched over here to the Rhinox side. Got all those different parts. This color scheme is down quite a bit from where it was, but that's okay. I think the next steps are to go in and bring up the armors and the swords and touch up some of those places. So we'll do that in part 12. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.